Hi everyone, it's Anthony. Welcome back to the Newman Carnegie Library, and Happy New Year! It's January! This is so exciting. I'm very excited because, and this is something I've been building up to with some of my videos, Public Domain Day is also January 1st, other than just New Year. And I love Public Domain Day. It means that brand new pieces of art from the 1920s are finally coming to us. We didn't have the rights to them as a public, but now we do. These things that have been out of our grasp, things that we can now mold into our own devices is now open for us to use, and that is amazing, and I love it. And today I want to share with you, not in a complete list, but some of my favorite things from 1925 that have now made it into the public domain that I would like to share with you, or that I would like to read or mold or just do something with now that they belong to me. We're gonna start with novels. We're in a library, so we're gonna start with the thing that we hold most dear in our hearts, books. I'm gonna start with novels. These are all fictional novels here, and I wrote down my top 5 novels that came out in 1925 that are notable, in my opinion, and I think need to be shared with the world that you can do something with. First on the list, The Secret of the Chimneys by Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie is an English novelist, and it's an Agatha Christie novel. Just another one to the list in the public domain. Agatha Christie and her mysteries are just rife with ideas that you can just play with and mess with. We do it all the time with Sherlock Holmes. Why not with Miss Marple? Why not with Hercule Poirot? And now we can mess with The Secret of the Chimneys. This is so exciting, everybody. I am pumped. Second on the list. This one is so exciting for me because I don't get to read a lot of foreign novels. And this one, it is a Russian novel by Mikhail Bulgakov, and it is called Fatal Eggs. It is a sci-fi novel that it's kind of a critique of the Russian Revolution of 1917. But it's about a scientist that makes like amoebas turn into eggs, and like chickens and alligators and snakes just start invading the USSR, and the Russian and the Red Army just has to fight off a bunch of reptiles, and it sounds hilarious, and I'm so excited to give it a chance. Third on my list is A Daughter of the Samurai by Etsu Inagaki Sugimoto. It is by a Japanese-American author by that name. And she wrote a novel about a Japanese woman who was raised by samurai and then ended up getting married to a man who moved her to Ohio. If that doesn't scream like an amazing like immigrant story, someone who has to deal with like 2 cultural identities, and that doesn't sound great to you, I don't know what does. I have like the first chapter of it here, and I've already read it, and I'm so excited to keep reading more. It was so much fun to read. I highly suggest you give that a chance. The fourth one on my list is Christina Alberta's Father by H.G. Wells, who is an English author, and this novel is kind of a critique on the legislative state of mental health and asylums in England in the 1920s. And I think that is very interesting, and as some of you may know from my October Storytime series, I am kind of an H.G. Wells fan. And fifth and last and probably least, and I don't love this novel particularly, but it is a huge novel in the cultural American landscape, and I think it is highly notable, and you deserve to know that you can play with it and like just mess with it all you want, tear it apart, do whatever you need to, but the characters' story are all yours now. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. who is an American author, and it's about a bunch of stuff. I hate it. Let's move on. Now on to some non-fiction books and things. I didn't get a huge list for this one. There are quite a few non-fiction books that were written in 1925, but the two that really popped out to me personally were J.R.R. Tolkien's essay, The Devil's Coach Horses. It's all about linguistic stuff. It's an essay, I think, about beetles or bears or something. I really don't know.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
And the second nonfiction title that I found that I thought would be notable was once again by H.G. Wells. I know, calm down, please stay. It is fine. H.G. Wells, I think is wonderful. Please don't go away. I understand you're sick of hearing about him. Okay, this is a collection of newspaper articles called A Year of Prophesying. When he was a very notable person in his time period, and he was asked to commentate on current events, where he kind of prophesied what he thinks might happen. And take a look at it. There's a couple things in there that he kind of got right. There are also several films that are now in the public domain that I highly suggest you take a look at and play with and mess with, because you can do whatever you want to with them. We've got Ben-Hur, Go West, starring Buster Keaton. The Phantom of the Opera, starring Lon Chaney, the icon. The Road to Yesterday by famous director Cecil DeMille. Wolf Blood, which is also often referred to as the first werewolf movie ever made. And a 1925 black and white silent film version of The Wizard of Oz. Some of those movies you may recognize as novels that were adapted into film. Just so you know, those novels were written before these movies, which means they are also in the public domain. Check them out, you know you want. And you've heard some background music during this whole video, and let's just say that those songs that we were listening to just now, I've been talking to you, also in the public domain. Music is such a big, broad genre, but I'm gonna give you a short list of some artists and maybe some even like individual songs that do belong in the public domain currently, that you can play with, you can mess with, you can record for free, sell it, do whatever you want to. They are yours for the taking. Now, my short list is... This is, like I said, just a short list. Like, I can't give you everything that's in the public domain that came out in 2021. That would take so long. I highly suggest you do your research, take a look at these things, take a look at just this short list that I gave you. I really want you to. It's gonna be so much fun with you guys. Really, 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 I want you to. If you know something's in the public domain that I didn't list, please let me know in the comments. I really want to hear what you guys have to say is your favorite thing that you find in the public domain. If you want to mess with anything that I spoke about or that you see on any list in the public domain, let me know. I really want to hear what you're going to do with it. I'm so excited. I am really super interested in playing with some of these movies. I think that's going to be a blast. Maybe even taking a look at Fatal Eggs by Mikhail Bulgakov. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm so excited to see you guys here at the Nieman Carnegie Library here in the year 2021. Woo! Tell me what you're excited about. Come into the library, yell at me from across the street, do whatever you have to do to get my attention so you can tell me what you want to do with these public domain items and what you're excited about with this brand new year. I'm so excited to see you guys. Have a great year. I'll see you very soon. Bye, everyone.